Hello, everyone. I'm so excited that you're here with us today. This is going to be a fabulous interview. We've had her on the program before, and she's back. This time, she's going to tell us about the book that she has written and give us some little insight into it, and maybe even share some of what she's written just to stimulate your taste buds so you want to go out there and buy a copy of her book right away. This is the BAG group, Black Authors Group, or Book and Authors Group. Take your choice as to which one you prefer to call it. It's okay with me. I'm just excited to be able to do this. We're here every Sunday afternoon, so you have a chance to tune in and find out who is the featured author of the day. We also sometimes have just me, and we do book reviews. We either review the book that the author has written, or I'll find something that I've read and feel like sharing with the rest of you. We also are open to anyone who wants to come on who's thinking about writing or trying to make a decision as to whether they want to write or just want to tinker around. We give you a chance to come on and share what you tinkered with the audience. Because some of us, we do need that little extra courage and little push to go out there and do what we want to do. So enough about me. My program is sponsored by Beauty by Lawana, in case you wanted to know. So you can check me out. Just go to www.beautybylawana.com and see what I'm all about. And I do sell Mary Kay, so I don't want you to be surprised, all right? So today I am so excited because we have a wonderful lady who's done so many great things in the community and is still doing things in the community. I'm going to have her share a little bit about that. So please, let's put our hands together and give a great welcome to Rachel E. Bills. Rachel, it's so good to have you.
Hi, Miss Luana. I am excited to be here. Thank you for having me again. I love your program. I love what you do. And I didn't know that you sell Mary Kay, so I need to talk to you after this.
Well, of course, yes. So, tell us about this program before we get into talking about your book that you do uh, with preparing bags for people, which I'm excited about because there's so many people out there who need help. And we have the virus that's going around that's kind of hindering some of the work that people have done in the past, but you have not let it stop you. So give us a brief overview of that. And please listen, because if there's any way that you can help her, please make sure you get in contact with her. She's going to leave her contact information. So no excuses. Hey, Rachel, tell us about your program.
Well, I have a nonprofit organization called Women of Virtue. And what we do, we serve women, their families, and their communities with a host of workshops and community offered workshops, mentoring and coaching, and that sort of thing. I started Bags of Hope with Love, and that's the name of the program. And what we do is every month we put together personal care items, snacks, sandwiches, bottles, water, all that good stuff, hand sanitizers, masks, everything we could possibly think that a person may need. And then we go into the homeless community. And I call it's like a homeless village, because over in Sacramento, it's just a group of them in one designated area. And so we go in there and we just distribute the bags to them. And it's just surreal how you know that opportunity is. I can't even describe how enriched the feeling of it is. And I do it out of love, of course, and out of my belief in Jesus Christ. And what people don't understand is, I've been in a situation where I didn't have anywhere I didn't have a place, and to get help like that is awesome, and to be able to give, like I said, it's just speechless. But we do it every month, and yes, we did start. I just, it just came down to, am I gonna let this COVID thing stop me from fulfilling my destiny, or am I gonna just keep on doing it the way God told me to do it? And so, and of course, we go out there and wear masks, we have gloves on, we practice social distancing, and we do all of that. So we take precautions, because we do have, my kids that go out with me and stuff like that. Well, they're not little kids, they're teenagers, but we go out there, and it's just a little handful of us, and like I said, we want to be safe, and we do that. We practice being safe, of course, and we just go out there and do it. So I'm trying to, for the month of July, I want to do between 100 and 150 bags. The first time we only did 50, and I shouldn't say only, because any amount is really a blessing, but we did 50, and then I said, you know what, I want to double it. So I think we're going to do a little bit more. We were able to serve everyone, so it's not like we ran out, because then we got to the place where we were just kind of like riding around looking for people. We served the community, and we were all pleased with that, so that was a blessing. If you would like to donate, you can contact me on my Facebook page, and that's Rachel E. Beals. That's my personal page. Or you can call me at through Women of Virtue, 916-407-0123. Or you can email me at women, so WOMEN org, OV org at gmail.com.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for sharing that. You remind me so much of when we were kids growing up, and we had a minister who did what you did, and he was truly a blessing to our community. So I'm always excited when I find someone who's doing that same work, because there's not a lot of people doing that anymore. So
Yeah.
thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Also, now that we know about the wonderful things this lady is doing in the community, she has taken it upon herself to write a book. I know some of her story, and I know that she's come a long, long ways. And those of us who know her are very proud of her and her accomplishments in this world. So now that she's tackled on a new project, and I do call it book a project, uh, tell us, Rachel. I know your book is called Unstoppable.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us, what made you decide on calling it Unstoppable, and why this book? Give us a little of what it's all about.
And okay, so Unstoppable. I was just sitting one day. I was sitting down, and I knew that it was time for a third compilation, and this is the third compilation I've done. The first one was Stepping Out, Moving Forward, and then the one that I did last year, it was called Break Every Chain. So Unstoppable was, I wanted to be a story about, or a series of short stories about victory, about overcoming. And all my books have been about overcoming, but I wanted people to grasp that what you've gone through was to make you stronger and unstoppable. And that when you grasp hold to the dramas, the trials, the tribulations that you've gone through, people will be like, oh, woe is me. But it's really not. It's to make you stronger. The things that I've been through in my life now, granted, when I was going through it, I didn't feel the way I feel now, but it was the outcome. So it's like cooking. You have your peaches, you have your brown sugar, you have your nutmeg, and you have all those things, right? And you have your butter, and you have your pans, and you're like, ooh, this is gonna be a lot of work. And individually, it doesn't look like everything, but when you put all those things together, you have the most wonderful tasting peach cobbler that you can imagine. And so it's the same thing. The trials, they hurt. The tribulations, they hurt. But the masterpiece, okay, and I'm talking about you, the masterpiece that comes out of it is electrifying. And so that's what I want people to get out of this book, is that the stories, the women that I worked with, and there was 4 women, the women that I worked with, they got such powerful testimonies. And just reading their stories, it encouraged me. And I'm like, yes, we could tackle this thing. We could tackle this thing called life. This journey that sometimes doesn't show us love. But we could tackle it if we keep our mind on the prize, our eyes on the prize, and follow it. And I am a believer of Christ. And I believe if you keep your eyes on Christ, while you're going through, you'll make it. I believe that. So this book is really about testimonies and real stuff, not sugar coated, and it's not sugar coated. I don't want that for any of my books that I present. I want the real deal Holyfield, so that people can see, okay, I'm going through drama, nobody understands, and I want to be able to help somebody and let somebody know, girl, you ain't the only one. Okay, you pick up that book and you read chapter number 3. you read chapter number 1. By the time you get out of chapter number 1, you're gonna be like, oh man, this sister know what I'm dealing with. So that's what Unstoppable is, and what it's about. And I actually have a copy of the book. It releases July 25th. I ordered a couple of author copies, just to look. So I really don't want everybody to see it, and so
we're gonna ask it of you anyway.
But I'm going to do it.
I'm listening to you. Thank you.
Yes.
And you can see it's Unstoppable.
Yes.
Are you one of the authors in this book?
I am. So that makes 5. I usually keep it small, and that way, you're not overwhelmed with all the stories, and it goes back to what we said. You're gonna look at it and say, I'm not gonna read all those stories, but I feel like if it's just a handful, then people read the whole book, and that's what I want. I want people to read my books from front to end, from beginning to end. I want them to read my whole book, and that way, if I happen to ask someone for a review, then they're like, I didn't read it all, but I could tell about the 1 or 2 stories. But this way, I know that I'm hoping that will help guide someone to read it all.
The great thing about books like this is that you find out we all think we're going through some terrible things, and
Hmm.
we are in our own situations. But
Hmm.
then we read a story like what's in your book, and we find out somebody else had a worse situation,
Hmm.
and yet they conquered. They came out on the other end having gone through all of those things. And what they do is they help lift us up and give us the courage to handle what we are going through.
Hmm.
And as you say, sometimes when we're reading something that someone's going through, we go, it's the same thing I'm going through. Now you've
Right.
got some insight as to what you can do to remedy your situation.
Yes.
So I'm
Yes.
excited for you that you have this
Yes.
book that's coming
Yes.
out. I'm especially excited because you've done something that I think is really important. You said you have 4 or 5 stories in there,
Yes.
which means people will read them.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
they will
Yes.
read them. So that's
Yes.
great. Well,
Yes.
is there a passage of maybe 1 or 2 of the authors whose work that you'd like to share some of? Just to give us a little, taste when we go out and buy this book. Before I forget, is it on Amazon?
Not no. It won't be on Amazon. Only because of the legalities of it, because it's multiple authors.
Mhm.
And two, I find like a way for everyone to get paid for it. I don't put them on,
Mhm.
but there's always ways
Mhm.
to purchase the book. I have our Facebook page. Each of the authors have their own Facebook pages, so they'll be able to get it.
Get copies.
Matter of fact, I've been doing pre-sales right off of my Facebook page, and I think everyone who purchased the book, I mean, I put it out there, and they just started pre-selling,
Oh,
and that's
that's
what I'm doing
wonderful.
now. The book is normally $15, but right now for the pre-sales, they're only $10, and in half off the shipping and handling. So
All
it's
right.
good deal, because it's going to be a little bit more, a little bit more after the release date. It'll be
Mhm.
a little bit more. Um, oh, and then I think you said about reading a passage.
Yes, if there's something that you'd like to share, something in particular you think will have our audience and make them want to have a copy of this book, but more importantly, that it makes them want to read the rest of it to see how something was handled. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so I will read the synopsis, which is located on the back of the book. And so hopefully this will encourage somebody to want to read it. Okay, Unstoppable is a collection of short stories by a group of powerful and courageous women who fearlessly share parts of their life's journey, overcoming past hurts. Each story will leave an imprint of hope and empowerment that will make you unstoppable.
All right. Okay. All right. So, what about the section that you wrote? Is there something in there that you would like to read? Maybe share just a page. You don't have to read the whole thing, just a page.
Okay, let's see. Let's get to mine. Be patient with me.
Hmm.
Um,
Hey, are you reading the whole book?
no, I'm just looking for a good piece that might spark.
Oh.
Okay, so I'll read this, and then I'll leave I'll leave you guessing. Hopefully it'll leave you guessing and wanting more. Okay. I remember going to sit with Angie at dialysis. I didn't have a car, so Ricky would pick me up. Angie went to dialysis in Concord, California, 3 days a week for 3 hours each time. I didn't have children at the time, so it was fun sitting with my sister and talking. Sometimes she would fall asleep, so I would sit and read her Inquirer and Sun magazines. She sure did love those tabloids. Dialysis became her life. It became Ricky's life too. I remember one day we were on our way to the hospital and an old song came on the radio. Though I didn't recognize the artist or song, I will never forget the words that Ricky sung. We've been we've been together this long. We might as well stay together. Wow. You could feel that he was singing the song to Angie. I just sat listening to him sing more than the artist. The love he had for her was like no other I've ever seen. Though they weren't married, he exhibited a loving husband.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So
That's really
yeah, it
beautiful.
was, and I wrote that. I wrote that, so that was a piece of
Mhm.
it.
Oh, wow. You know, books make all the difference in the world. They
Yeah.
can change your life for the better.
Oh yeah.
I share sometimes on here about how books affect me. I used books as an escape when I was growing up as a
Oh
kid
yeah. Yeah.
because we lived in the projects. Wasn't other than getting in trouble, there wasn't really a lot to do in the projects. But I could go places and see things and experience things that I felt I would never have an opportunity to through
Hmm.
those books. And so I'm very passionate about books and people writing them, and
Hmm.
especially today when you can share yourself.
Hmm.
Unlike when we were kids, or at least when I was coming up, because I'm a whole lot older than you. When I
Right.
was coming up, the reading those books, it just seemed like those things, it was impossible that you would be a part of those things or even have an opportunity to write a book.
Hmm.
I remember wanting to so bad, but was afraid to because I didn't have any, I felt I had nothing to say. And my sister made a mistake of taking my work, some work I had done, and she shared it with some people. And well, let's just say that the results was not very nice. And so
Hmm.
I didn't try to write again after that. I just kind of
Hmm.
shoved it away.
Hmm.
But never too late to start. So
No.
you out there thinking about it, stop thinking and just start doing.
Yes. Yes.
And you know, one of the great things is you don't have to write for anybody else. You can write for yourself. You don't have to publish it. It's
Yeah.
nice to share your thoughts with others because you never know who it might affect.
Yes. I actually have. I have one. Actually, I have two books that I didn't publish, and I was always I, I I have tons of journals that I had written and just expressed because it is writing is therapy. Writing is definitely therapy. Also, if if you have a hard time writing, getting your thoughts out, and you know that um, you've been led to share your story and you have a desire to publish, I'm also a writing coach. So, well, I call myself a writing strategist. Strategist because I teach strategies on how to um, write, publish, and promote your business, your book. Well, book is a business, but so I do that. I do that, and so it's amazing. It's amazing. I just signed. to clients. So yeah.
Now that's amazing. I didn't know you were doing that.
Yes.
So what made you decide to become a writing strategist?
Um, just see, well, actually, from my book compilations. So my book compilations, it different women approached me, and some were experienced writers, some were already published authors, and some were newbies.
Mhm.
And so, and then I had some who found it too difficult during the process of writing,
Mhm.
and it was too emotional for them. And and it was frustrating. And so some gave up.
Mhm.
And so I said, you know what? I would like to help them through that process, because it is a process. And again, writing is a therapy. So you're going to have some emotions when it comes to
Mhm.
writing. And so I help women through that. And then there's another piece of it after the writing. Then you have your publishing and making, turning it into a book. That's a process, and I help them through that. And then acknowledging themselves as an author now and getting themselves out there, I help them do that. So that's where I come in, and that's how I started, because I felt myself really coaching some of them, and I'm like, okay. so, so yeah, so a couple people reached out to me, and matter of fact, about a year and a half ago, no, about 2 years ago, one of my friends, my Facebook friends, he reached out to me and he said, I just want to know, Miss Rachel, can you be my writing mentor? And I thought that was so funny, because here's my friend, he's a guy, and he said, can you be my writing mentor? And I never thought about it. I was like, sure I can. So yeah.
That's fabulous. That's fabulous. Well, we learned something new about Rachel today. I knew she was a woman of many talents, but now if you're seriously thinking about writing a book and you need some help, you have Rachel to reach out to, because she can help you with all of that. And again,
Definitely.
we will have her contact information on Facebook so that you can reach out to her and just write that book. And as you say, it's therapeutic. You don't know the magic of words until you put it on paper, and it'll live on after you're long gone,
Mm,
helping others that you will never meet. So
mm,
I strongly encourage you, write that book. If you need help, you've got the lady right here. Rachel can help you with that. So please contact her and have her help you with putting your book together. Well, Rachel, it's been absolutely thrilling having you on here today. I'm so pleased and I'm so happy about the things that you are doing. I want to wish you all the success in life, because you certainly deserve it.
thank
You've
you.
earned every bit of your success. So it's just fabulous. And I want you to come back again on the program and let us know other things that are going on in your life, and especially if it's pertaining to writing, because this is a writing show. Okay,
Yes.
before we let you go, I want to remind you that this is the BAG group, Black Authors Group, or Books and Authors Group. Take your pick as to which one you want to go with. And also, this program is sponsored by me, Lawana Parker. My website is www.beautywithlawana.com. So please check me out over there and see what I'm all about. And just want to mention also that my book is still at Amazon.com, Courage to Live Your Dreams. So run over there and grab a copy of it. It's a very quick read, and that you can do it probably in a half an hour or so, depending on how fast you read. So again, Rachel, thank you for coming on. And do you have any last words you'd like to leave the audience with?
Stay encouraged. Thank you for taking out this time to join us today. And yeah, if you want to write, contact me. I will be happy to go on the journey with you. Thank you, Miss
Can
Lawana,
you
for
say
having
that again, just your how to reach you once more, just in case someone happens to get a hold to the video or the audio, but they don't have the Facebook?
Yes, yes. You could contact me through, if you want to reach me through Women of Virtue, it's area code 916-407-0123. I am on Facebook, Rachel E. Bills. That's my page. And also through email, which is womenovorg@gmail.com.
All right, thank you. Well, you heard it here. Please contact her if you're thinking about writing a book and you need help with it. And think about what she talked about earlier. If there's any way you can help her with her bags of love, please, again, reach out to her. I'm
Yes,
sure she
yes.
would love to have all the help that she can get on that as well. So we thank you for being part of today's program. I know that your time is precious, and we're just thrilled that you thought enough of us to spend some time with us. So we'll see you
Always.
next week. All right. Thank you. And we appreciate you being here.